Boom. All right. And we got the sign on.
Yeah, we're live on there.
Okay, so we don't have video, so
that's a good thing.
Now, why don't you just go ahead and just say your name into the mic, and then we'll...
Okay, I'm Brian Bowman.
And then we'll cue intro music.
Yeah.
Boom.
Did you like that? Did you like the music?
I loved it, but all y'all were dancing.
It is pretty catchy, so
Yeah.
we like to...
All right, so we were starting this out. Kenneth was saying that you remind him of an actor, and I can't think of his name. Let's see if you could think of it. Has anyone ever told you?
Woody Harrelson.
That's
Yes!
That's
exactly who it is.
That is exactly
That often.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So we have a couple of serious questions
Okay.
that we figured, went with your profession. This made us seem professional with serious questions. But after that, it's just we
Just
want
lighthearted,
to get to know you.
just-
Okay.
So first, we're going to start off with where'd you go to school at?
So I actually grew up in West Fort Worth in a small town. Brewer High School is where I grew up. Then we moved to East Texas around 1993, 94, and I finished up at UT Tyler for my undergraduate, and then graduate at Lamar down in Beaumont. So grew up in Fort Worth, been in East Texas since 93 or 94.
Me and Kenneth are going to UT
That's
Tyler.
exactly what
next
we
year
just
for
got
nursing.
accepted to UT Tyler,
Great
actually.
school.
Yeah.
It's grown like crazy lately, so y'all made a good choice. You'll love it there.
Yeah, they got a great nursing school.
Yes,
Like some of
one of the
one of
best.
the top in Texas.
Yeah, I think second in the state, and
Yeah.
that's where we're trying to do our
For
thing.
y'all.
Yeah. So, what made you leave your previous school to come to Henderson?
So majority of my career was in Gilmer and Longview, and so this area is kind of home to me. We have kids and grandkids in the Gilmer Longview area. So I was superintendent at a school about 2 hours south of here, and so every weekend we would drive up to Gilmer Longview to see our kids and grandkids. And this job came open. It kind of brings us back home. So that's kind of the main reason. I think the second part to it is Henderson. Whether y'all believe this or not, I don't know. Henderson, at one time, whenever I was principal in Gilmer, y'all were good at everything. I mean, y'all,
Things
y'all
change,
were.
man.
Y'all were good at academics. You were good at all the extracurriculars. And there was a kind of a jealousy thing amongst schools of how good Henderson was at stuff. And so there was kind of that challenge part that I want to get it back there. The kids deserve it. The community deserves it. And so it was kind of two-part. One is because of kids and grandkids being so close. Two is that challenge of getting Henderson back to where it was.
Mm-hmm. But I'm curious. So, how do you become a superintendent? Like, what's the journey? Because don't you have to be like you have to become something and then you become a superintendent? Like, what's the process? Is what I'm asking.
So the real process really is you need to teach. So you got to be a teacher, which I've taught for many years. And then it kind of goes into a assistant principal, and kind of working your way up. I never did the assistant principal part. I did central office stuff, but also was a principal for a long time. So you got to have a master's degree. You have to have a superintendent certification. And then, so it can be a long process. I received my superintendent certification probably 10 years ago, but I never wanted to do it. I had no interest in doing it. I loved being a high school principal because I loved being around kids. And I thought, God, if I'm a superintendent, I'm going to deal with adults all the time. And I didn't like that. I wanted to deal with kids. So I had it for about 10 years before I actually decided to do it.
What school were you at?
But before this, I was actually at Diboll. So
Diboll, yes.
3A school right south of in between kind of Lufkin and Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, we went with them. The soccer went to playoffs in Diboll, I believe, but I don't think they played.
Okay.
No, yeah, it was just that's
just where we played. That's why it's familiar.
Yeah.
So I know you don't have to have your doctorate, but do you plan to get your doctorate for your superintendent?
Probably not. A lot of guys do, but it's guys that want to be like a 5A, 6A superintendent. I'm one of those. I believe you learn everything by what you're doing now. I'm not I don't love going to school and taking classes, to be honest with you. And so there's that part. And I'm like, do I really want to do that? And two is I plan on retiring in Henderson. And so I have no interest in being a 5A or 6A. This is going to be our home, and this is kind of where I max out at. And so I don't care to necessarily go back and get my doctorate.
So, what is something the students should look forward to that you can provide for them?
I think a couple of things. One, and we talked about it earlier, is everything we do in Henderson is going to be built on relationships. And I mean, my whole career has been built on that. People used to call us in Gilmer, and we were the only high school in East Texas that received all 7 academic distinctions. Well, at the same time, we played in the state championship in football. Band had a Division I rating. FFA had the state president. We had so much success, and so they would call us and say, "What are y'all doing different up there?" Nothing. We're building relationships with kids. And so as a student in Henderson, I think you can look forward to, we're going to have a staff full of people in Henderson ISD that truly loves kids. And I joked earlier and said, I can teach you to teach. I can't teach you to love kids. If you don't love kids, go work in Kilgore. Just like it is. So we're going to create an environment to where kids want to be part of it. Whenever you start having success at everything, people want to be part of that. Whether you're a kid or an adult, it doesn't matter. You want to be part of something that's successful. And that's what we're going to build in Henderson, to where academics are going to be successful, extracurriculars are going to be successful, and it's going to make it to where, in the end, the students and the community are both proud of Henderson ISD. And people say, they'll say periodically, well, that's a hard thing to do, to change a whole school district. It's not. I'm telling you, we've done it at other places I've been. Henderson's no different, and what makes it great is y'all have had that success before.
Yes.
And so you know what success tastes like and feels like. And we're going to create that culture here, is a good word. We're going to create a culture here where people want to be part of it. Kids love coming to school. Kids love participating in other activities. And we're going to win at everything.
So, kind of going off that, do you plan to make like any big faculty changes? Just a couple serious questions.
This is really hitting you hard, but
okay.
After this, it's smooth sailing.
Y'all fire away. So on faculty changes, right now, so I have what I call a 90-day plan. Okay, and each week during that 90 days is something different. And evaluating staff, whether it's everybody, evaluating staff is one of the parts of my 90-day plan. I can answer a yes or a no because I ain't got to that point yet, but here's what I will tell you. If people cannot come to Henderson High School or Henderson ISD in general and build a relationship with a kid and care about a kid and make that kid want to come to school, they're just not going to be able to work for me. It's how I've always operated. Usually in other places I've been, with that comes staff changes. If that answers your question. Usually some staff changes come along with that. And it's having a high expectation for the adults, just like we do for the kids. We're going to have high expectations for our teachers and our bus drivers and our administrators and our cafeteria ladies. It doesn't matter who they are. They're going to buy into the culture that we're going to create. And if they can't do that, then we'll end up having some staff changes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, how do you prioritize spending in the district?
So that's a great question. And budget issues are a big thing right now in Texas. Probably 80 to 90% of districts in Texas right now adopted a deficit budget because of funding from the state. And so we as a local school district have to prioritize. And the way I see it is we have to prioritize for the kids first, okay, whether that's curriculum instruction or extracurricular or whatever it may be. I don't want to do anything that's going to take away from the kids. An example, let's say we have a successful band program, which we do here. How beneficial is that going to be for us to take a bunch of money away from them? Now you're hurting the kids. And that's what I mean by that is we'll prioritize based on kids first and adults second. If that means that, okay, we need to look at maybe reducing the amount of adults we have in the school district, we're going to do that before we take away with what we're giving each of you. So that's going to be
It's a very good answer.
That was great.
I say you get interviewed often. You've been on podcasts before. I mean, those are some solid answers. I mean, we're shooting hard at you, and you're just taking it, man.
We just got 2 more.
Okay.
I'll let Kenneth ask these last 2
More. Okay, let's see what we got.
On the fly after that.
Sure.
These are weird questions. Let's see. Oh man, what's a very difficult decision you had to make one time? Like you're put in a weird spot, and you had like, what's the toughest decision?
But it did affect the whole school district.
Yeah.
So probably the toughest one I made, and it was actually whenever I was a principal in Longview. And I can't get into too many details because it's a personnel.
Right.
But it was a personnel decision that I had to make that involved probably my closest friend at the time.
Oh.
But this friend, family friend, worked with him for years, was making decisions that were not in the best interest of the district, was making what I would call unethical and immoral decisions that affected the entire campus. And so my decision was, do I hold him accountable for the negative that it's doing for everyone here, or do I let it slide and let him get away with it? If I wouldn't have done something about it, it would have shown those students, because they all knew what was going on. It would have shown our staff, they all knew what was going on for sure, that, hey, we can do anything and Mr. Bowman's going to be okay with it. And so we had a high expectation for the campus, and this person fell way short of that. And so I had to make a decision to get rid of this person in the middle of the school year. And we did that because it just wasn't the ethical standards that we had for our school.
Dang, that is intense. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy, especially a close friend like this.
Last serious question right here.
Okay.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Didn't even hesitate. Didn't even hesitate.
Like, you don't even have to think about that?
Jordan, of course, whenever I was growing, that was during Jordan's heyday, and man, he was just so fun to watch. What I think separates the two, Jordan was clutch. I mean, if the game's on the line in Game 7, you knew get the ball to Jordan, and
you can count on him.
But we have to think he had like Scottie Pippen as well. Jordan would not have had
and
as
LeBron
many
has
without
Luka
Pippen.
now.
I was about to say, now we got Luka, but Luka has not helped so far. He got his ring with the Heat. Who else was on that Heat team when he got that ring?
That's true.
That's a good point. I
Yeah.
forgot about his time with the Heat.
Yeah, I was saying.
I love Luka though. I think Luka's fun to watch.
Could you believe the trade,
believe
though?
that is
I
trade.
was like,
And Anthony Davis
could
is sitting
not-
on the sideline.
One game he's on.
I know, I couldn't believe it for a 30s, which is not super old, but like for an NBA star. And like, how old is Luka? He's got to be in his 20s.
It's got to be like late 20s, I think.
Yeah,
Can
and
you
then
search that up for us, please?
Yeah, I'm taking
AD got what? He got injured in his first game, didn't he?
First game
no
back.
contact
No
injury.
contact.
I could not believe it.
Insane.
But I mean, what they
like,
expect, what they expect.
another analogy of that. Would you say Messi or Ronaldo?
Ooh,
How do you
Messi.
spell his last
Messi, yes,
Messi.
yes,
They're both
Messi was
good.
good.
Though.
Yeah,
They're both.
that was a good answer. That
I
was the
love
right
talking
answer.
Sports.
Here,
I don't think it's going to
here, I'll put on a VPN I got.
I
So
would guess Luka's 25, 26.
I was thinking like
Something
20.
like that.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was. Yeah, that's what I would
Yeah.
guess. So,
He is 25 years old.
25.
It's
Oh,
like-
great
yeah,
guess,
that
yeah.
was a really good
yeah,
guess.
Slovakian, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's from
he's a little exotic.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of zest.
Elaine, you crack.
All right, so Kenneth has a question that speaks to your character.
Okay.
And this is how people judge you. But
We'll learn a lot from you.
yeah,
Just
Gotcha.
by so, how do you like your steak?
Ooh, medium well.
Oh,
my
God.
No, are you
Most
serious?
people say rare or medium rare,
Wow.
but I'm like,
Yeah, I was
medium
like, oh my gosh, another medium
I
rare
just think-
teammate.
I just think
medium well.
medium is
I
perfect.
I can do medium.
Medium is
I
good.
can
right?
do medium. I can't do it where I cut into it and like the blood juice is running out. I just
See, that's why I don't get medium rare. I don't
But
like
medium
it too, I don't
well.
like it
I
too
mean, you might as
bloody.
well just get some jerky and have
You're
it.
right.
I mean,
That's a good point.
What about you, Mr. Sean? How do you get your steak cooked?
Medium rare.
There we
There you
go.
go.
No, I still like my steak to be like twitching a little bit whenever I'm cutting into it. Oh, that's funny.
So like to get to know about you, what kind of music did you grow up on, and like who's your favorite artist?
So, this is fun. I tell people this often as a joke. Whenever I was in high school, I said, depending on the day, I either thought I was George Strait or Vanilla Ice. It got the
Vanilla
fence.
Ice, really? I didn't know.
I don't even blame you. Like I have a very, very broad music taste too. So.
Back in the day, I loved like MC Hammer. That was way before y'all's time. But,
Oh, we know a thing or two about MC
yeah.
Hammer. We know a thing or two.
But I like pretty much all. I listen to a lot of Christian music. I love Lauren Daigle. So I listen to a lot of country music or Christian music as well. But I love country. My kids, I got 4 kids all in their 20s. My youngest is 20, and he'll make me listen to a a rap song here and there, and I like it. I just can't understand everything they're saying right now. So it's kind of wide open for me.
So who's your favorite country artist?
Yeah, who's your give us like a top 3 or top 5 list.
So I like Cody Johnson. I love Cody Johnson in country music. I love the old George Strait.
Right. Of course.
That
King of
old
country.
School, but King
right.
of country. But if I had to pick one in country, it's Cody Johnson. I like his style. He's from East Texas. He's from a small town called Groveton. So I like him. And then outside of country is Lauren Daigle in the Christian world. I love her music.
So no Keith Whitley, no Hank
I
Williams,
like-
Randy Travis.
Depending on my mood, I could do some Hank Williams Jr. Yeah.
Oh, Hank Williams Jr. is a good one.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Oh, we got a visitor.
Hello, Snake.
Y'all are great. I just want to put my head.
Oh, you just wanted to.
Oh,
Having fun.
There's some
I can
country
tell.
music.
Okay, so what about Marvel or DC?
Yeah.
That's a tough. They're asking me some tough questions. Marvel.
Good one.
Marvel,
Yes.
but I don't know because it's kind of like the soccer one you asked me. Those two
Yeah.
were tough. LeBron and Jordan was easy for me.
How that was the easiest.
I feel like they've both kind of fallen off a little bit. Like they really peaked that whenever Endgame was out. I think they had a Justice League thing in between there too.
Yeah.
But ever since that, like I thought, did you see the new Hulk movie or
I have
the
not.
new Captain
Well, I
America?
mean, like obviously you're gonna peak at Endgame. That was the second highest.
Yeah, I think
grossing
that's like
film
the
of all
pinnacle
time.
of.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't
Marvel
really
movies.
top that. Obviously, you're
Yeah.
gonna go down a little bit, but
I mean, DC is starting a whole new universe with a new Superman movie and stuff, and I'm really excited for that.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a new
that.
Superman movie. I haven't looked into that. I don't have
so
to.
like talking about movies, like what's your favorite kind of movies?
Like genre wise, start off with genre wise.
So I love, and it's not necessarily movies, but I love true crime. And so, we'll get on Apple TV or Netflix and we'll try to find the true crime stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a big movie person. For me to sit still for 2 hours is hard to do. I love series though, so I can watch 45 minutes and then.
So
take a
would you
break
say
and
you're more of
something
a outdoorsy? Because you don't like to sit still, so you more like you like to go do something,
Yeah, maybe
or
more outdoorsy, but I do love series. It's just hard for a movie
Right.
to sit still that long. So we watch a lot of series. We're watching one right now on Apple TV called Surface. And so I do like series.
series.
Yeah. There's actually this really. Have you seen True Detective?
Parts of it, yes.
Because I was thinking about Woody Harrelson because and like he's in the first season, and him Matthew McConaughey, it's probably one of the best.
It's good.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best things that I've ever watched. It is so good.
I'll need to watch that one
Yeah.
then.
Just watched The Invisible Man. Kenneth was there,
man.
but
Is it good?
he went to sleep. Amazing movie. He ended up going to his room as me and Rafe in the living room, but it was a great movie. And then his dad scared me after that. It was like 1 in the morning. I was laying down on the couch, and he said, "Go to sleep." my body like seized up.
So are all y'all friends outside of school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kid, like we grew up together
Okay.
playing soccer. These are our soccer
I
posters
was
that
looking
we
at that one. Yeah.
we borrowed. We're borrowing these posters, but we've grown up together. We've been really close family friends and stuff.
Gotcha. So what do y'all want in the school district? Y'all are students here. What do you want? What do you want to see changed?
necessarily. Like, I love how much we can do, like, in our electives, like, how many opportunities we have, like, through law or through, like, people want to do, like, forensic stuff or ag. We're a really big ag school and health science. I love how much stuff we can do with health science. We just got our phlebotomy certification
Okay, awesome.
last week or 2 weeks ago, and we're doing EKG right now. But I would like to have even more opportunity in the health science. Like, I want to be able to go not just anywhere in Henderson, but like if we could go to hospitals and like Tyler and stuff, or like see surgeries.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I mean, we're really good. Like, we love the health science program. Like, people like love to do the health science program. So like, we love to do the opportunities that you have. The students that do it, they do it.
That's right.
They do it hard. They go hard doing it, and we have really good programs.
Yeah, they had a whole lot of people join health science this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I wish they would bring the EMT back as well. Like, almost nobody would pass that a couple years ago. It was really hard, but I think me and Kenneth would have passed it. We could. We always managed to scrape away.
Yeah, Lane, is there anything you want to say, or?
I mean, I do. I feel like I'm a very big. It's a big ag school, and I do love the agriculture stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, kind of what they were saying, but and this is a great department. This is the main stuff I do.
You enjoy this?
Yeah. Since I was a freshman.
So,
what did he just share with you?
I see that you were a class favorite. So, were you like a partier in high school? How did this happen? What am I looking at right now? Sophomore class favorite.
That's hilarious.
That is something we're talking about. How was your high school experience? Were you a big, like, you loved going out, hanging out and stuff?
School. I did. I loved high school because of the extracurricular stuff and the friends I developed in high school. And it was kind of a place like Henderson, but for the most part, a kid you started in kindergarten with, you were going to graduate with, for the most part. And so just developed some really good connections. I was involved in a lot of activities. I loved being involved. And so great experience for me in high school. And that's why I want every kid to have that.
Yeah, so far, we've had a pretty good.
Oh yeah, we've had solid. We've had a very
We've had some
solid
solid
high school.
memories through high
Yeah,
school.
that's for sure.
Yeah, Kenneth just got his tattoo.
I
did.
He just
Yeah,
turned
I
18
did.
a
It's just
couple
a
weeks
little-
ago.
Let's see if I can see a little Philippians 4:13 action on the
I
chest.
get all things. Yep, that's
Yep.
awesome.
One of my favorites.
So, it's popular amongst y'all's age group and even older. So whenever I was principal at Gilmer High School, we had a front office staff, and there were probably 10 of us total, counting counselors and everything. And we were comparing tattoos. I was the only one that did not have a tattoo.
So why don't you have tattoos? Like, you're just not
I don't know.
interested?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you get my age and, your skin gets open.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad, he didn't have a single tattoo on him, but he didn't care if I get them.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just like, I just don't.
Yeah,
like
so when I got
tattoo.
mine, I wasn't even like obsessed with the thought of it. Like, I didn't beg for it. I was with my dad. He was getting his tattoo on his arm from my grandfather had passed away, and I was like, when am I getting mine?
Yeah.
He was completely fine with it, and it just happened.
They say once you get one, it kind of becomes an addiction. You want to get more.
Oh yeah, now I see myself as kind of a canvas. I look like pasty white
See,
stomach.
yeah,
I'm like,
that's what I
oh
was
man, I'm
thinking
kind
of.
of
I
could be an art.
I got this big old snake on my leg, and I was like, man, there's a lot of opportunity on the rest of this leg here.
That is a big old snake.
Yeah.
Now, if I ever get one, it would probably be like my grandkids' names.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere where no one can
Something
really see it.
sentimental.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I went and toured Oklahoma State University with Lennon last week, and I tried really hard. I wanted to get a little tiny tattoo on my butt. I want to get like just OSU letters. I'm like, we're touring a college. It's Stillwater. That's the college
Do that
town.
with every college you go visit.
Yeah, just start a little
Yeah, I have a collection.
Start at the top, like by your hip, and
Yeah.
just work your way down.
We were talking about, because me and kids work at Wild Iris, the flower shop here in town. It's a really cool job getting Wild Iris tattoo.
There you go.
Like a little rose.
Yeah.
If you do need flowers for your wife,
Oh yeah.
Wild Iris is the place to
Wild
go.
Iris tattoo
That's what
or
I hear.
tattoos.
Now,
Wild Iris florist.
I can't promise you a discount, but I will do
You can
everything.
have-
and
But I will
can
put
to
a
give
good
you
word
my
in.
discount.
Uh-huh.
I
So
will also put it again.
You'll put it all three of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the owner of that, my wife, is good friends with. I guess it would be her Deanna's mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
So it's her grandmother.
Yeah.
Yes, Tammy.
Yeah,
Yes.
so her and Tammy are really good friends. So I kind of have a little connection to that place. I always heard good things about it.
I'm in floral designs because we dropped soccer earlier this year.
That's
Still for another.
another podcast.
I'm in floral design now, so I can actually make your flowers for you.
All right.
I know exactly
You know
what to do.
exactly what to
I know
do.
exactly what to do. I'm really good at it.
Okay, so what's like the craziest high school memory or workplace memory within, confidentiality?
Listen,
This
like
is-
nobody
they're trying to
really
get me fired
listens
and
to
we-
this.
Nobody, like,
listens to this.
It's up to you how
know,
much you want to share.
It's
and...
kind of one of those things they say, what goes on in Vegas stays in
That's
That would be my
I
answer.
can't argue that. That's a good.
That is a good answer.
That's a good answer to that. Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
So for the sports here in Anderson, what do you think? Do you plan on making any changes to any like baseball? Because I know we just got a new baseball coach, Coach Lemar.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great coach, I think. What are you thinking about like the coaches? Or are you talking
Or do you
about
need
that?
more like time to look at them? Or
We'll need more time, and as you know, and I think y'all are talking to him this week, we hired a new athletic director.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll talk to him Wednesday. I think.
Yeah. Wednesday.
oh yeah, we will talk to him this week. That's right.
So I'll leave that up to him, and I'll support his recommendations. What I will say is, because activities like athletics and FFA and band and all that have such a dramatic impact on kids, and it should be in a positive way, is all of our coaches on staff are going to have that philosophy. We need more kids out for all the different extracurriculars. We need to build relationships with them. And with that, the wins will come. I'm the most competitive person you'll ever meet. I've teased Coach Meeks about us. How quick is it going to be before we win a state championship? And he's like, whoa, slow down a little bit. But it's going to be like that for everything. We're not just going to win at football. It's going to be in soccer. It's going to be in band. It's going to be in softball. It's going to be in tennis. And so we have to have men and women, coaches, that have that same philosophy. One part of it's the relationship with the kid, and the second part is with that, the wins will come. And so we got to make sure all of them are on board. And if they're not, then we would have some changes.
So like for extracurriculars, we're talking about like health science stuff. Is there like any opportunities that you could add on to our extracurriculars that we could do, like per se in health science? Is there anything that you could help us achieve?
Or just any ideas that you might have?
David Chenault and I talked about this a little bit last week, and so we're going to get into the meat of it as far as what all. I do know that Henderson does offer a lot compared to most schools. Most schools in East Texas, y'all offer a lot. So we're going to have to figure out, even though we offer a lot, what's the one or two things that maybe we're not offering that our kids would enjoy doing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key to it. You can offer a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
The state has all kinds of programs, but if kids in Henderson don't like it,
Right.
why
What's
do
the
it?
point?
What's the point?
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to figure that out, is what's out there that, even though we're offering a lot, what's out there that maybe we're missing that kids in Henderson would enjoy doing, that in the end is going to make y'all more marketable in the workforce or to a college or whatever, is you can get all kinds of certifications. Well, but what's going to make that student use that certification and make them more marketable later on is what our end goal is. And so we just got to figure out what those two or three would be.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Do you watch, what kind of sports do you watch?
College football is the biggest.
That's it?
No, I watch all sports. College football is the biggest one. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm sorry. Just because they're the local team.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's more about certain player. I like certain players.
Right.
I do
That's
fantasy football, and so once I started playing fantasy football,
Do you have a lot of Cowboys on your fantasy team?
I had CD. He got me some points. But yeah, once I started playing fantasy, then I became more of a player instead of a team. If sports are on, I will usually watch them.
So
how'd you feel about the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah.
I was torn. Part of me wanted Mahomes to win because he's from East Texas, but then there's another part of me that's like, everybody's going for Mahomes.
Right.
in
Yeah.
Kansas City,
Don't want to be a part of the bandwagon or anything.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. But outside of that, it really didn't.
Didn't really bother you. Didn't really matter.
It didn't really bother me.
You watch hockey?
So my stepdad is a huge hockey fan, and so whenever I'm at my parents' house, I have to watch hockey. I love it because of the intensity of it.
Yeah.
It's just always been hard for me to understand the rules of it. You know, the offsides and all that's hard for me to pick up. But I like watching it, even though I don't know the rules because of, the USA Canada thing.
That's exactly what I was about to ask you about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
like 3
crazy.
fights in 9 seconds
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I saw that was everywhere whenever it happened.
I was like, they booed the national anthem. You know, there's been like political problems between making Canada part of America and stuff. So this was it was a pretty big rivalry right there.
Yeah, you could tell.
I personally love watching hockey.
You like watching hockey?
Me and my mom have season tickets to the Dallas Stars. We go to Dallas all the time. I go watch them, which me and Kenneth are supposed to go sometime.
Going on Friday, I believe.
I have the Kiwanis pancake dinner that night. I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, I'm in Kiwanis. Do I need to?
Well, I'm doing it to the Key Club.
Oh, okay.
That's like
never mind then. Never mind.
Sunday.
What's happening Sunday?
There's another game Sunday.
Dallas Stars.
Then we might be watching the Dallas Stars on Sunday. Then
it's just like soccer, but a lot faster because it's such a smaller sheet of ice. You know.
Now, everything I've heard, they said if you go to a professional hockey game in person, that will be your favorite.
Oh yeah,
sport.
and the first year we watched it, we tried to watch it on TV. You know, my brother got into it first, and we were like, I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
But then we went to a game in Dallas because that was the closest team, and we were like, that was insane. Like everybody in the crowd is like really
but the
excited
atmosphere
about it.
is really what makes it.
It's what makes makes it so fun. It's the atmosphere. But then hockey's the only sport. I mean, you can really fight. That's not UFC. They'll let them fight and they hit. You know, like it's fun to see.
Yeah, I like when half the team smiles and they're missing their teeth. They're missing their front teeth. Okay, I think
we got the 30
I think we got our 30-minute marks in, so I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say?
Podcast.
No, I appreciate y'all. Guys like y'all is what makes this job fun. Honestly,
Yes.
I say all the time, I'd much rather deal with kids than adults. So today's been fun for me.
Yes.
I want to encourage y'all, though, that I know y'all, are y'all all seniors?
Yes.
Hey, you still got a few months, though. Whenever y'all think something needs to be changed to make Henderson great, and I mean this, stop me in the hallway whenever I'm up here, or stop me at a game or wherever you see me. I want to know what we can do from a student's perspective to make Henderson a great place. And I mean that. So I want y'all to do that with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks
Well,
for coming on. That was a lot of very fun.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.